Hi everybody, this is Bex No, aka Bexcentrics. For today's video, I might get a little bit pissed off and heated. That's because this is a topic I'm particularly passionate about, and it's one of the things that I had in the back of my mind when I was a Mormon as a kid. It's something that I inherently knew was wrong, but it was how I was brought up, and it was one of those things that coming out of Mormonism, I still had to deprocess. It's one of the biggest things most Mormons have to deprocess. And it's also one of the first things I started doing even before I fully came out as ex-Mormon. And that is the topic of modesty. Okay, so like most of you know, I was brought up as a Mormon in a pretty devout family. And hold on, my AC is pretty loud. I guess you can see I'm not dressed modestly right now, but who cares? It's my body and my confidence. Anyway, so yeah, I grew up Mormon. I'm a pretty devout Mormon family. And how I was taught in the Mormon church is modest is hottest was like the slogan. Which it's catchy, it rhymes, it's part of we're going to try to control you and control what you wear in an effort to dehumanize you. And that is the truth. If you don't like that truth, who cares? Get the fuck out. If you don't like that truth, get the fuck out. But it messes with a woman's brain. Because we're taught countless lessons, even as young as 8, but especially 12 on to 18 in this program called Young Women's, that was for teenagers, is that if you dress immodestly, it will give guys immoral thoughts. They can't control their thoughts. It leads to rape. This is not true. There have been many victims of rape who were wearing, PJs, workout gear, dresses, were covering their ankles or shoulders. It does not matter. If a man wants to rape you, he will rape you. It does not matter what you're wearing. And it is so toxic to teach young women that what they wear is going to affect other people. That means we are responsible for everybody else. And that is not true. We are only responsible for ourselves. This is serious. I'm being 100% serious here. And why should we be responsible for somebody else's thoughts? Men, naturally anybody are going to have sexual thoughts. They're going to have sexual desires. It's part of being a human. And there's nothing to be afraid of. Yes, if it means that you are turning into illegal activities such as rape, then that is a problem. But you should teach men to control their own goddamn thoughts, not put that burden on women. Okay, so that's how I was brought up. And I always felt like that was inherently wrong. But I lived it because that's how I was raised. And you don't question that too much until you've grown up and seen other backgrounds, other things. Anyway. So, I didn't question it too much until I was in college. It was my first semester. I have an art degree. So, one of the first things I learned was actually, at a Mormon college called Brigham Young University, Idaho. I was in an art history class, and I was taught that there's a difference between nudity and pornography in artwork. And it's all about the intention. So if the intention is to glorify God and to glorify the human body and how amazing they are and how we can do so many amazing things, it's called nudity. And that was when I started to feel positive about my own body, because before I was ashamed of my own body. And that's how learning modesty, how that affects you, is you feel ashamed of your own body, which is a huge part of who you are. So I started to feel more reverence for the human body. I could look at myself naked in the bathroom after showering and not feel ashamed. I could see how beautiful my body is. And that was when I started wearing tank tops, short shorts. I started dressing how I wanted. And I felt confident about my own body. And I felt happy. I felt like that was a huge key in unlocking who I really am, because what you wear is an outward showing of who you are inside. And I'm showing a lot of confidence when I get to wear what I want to wear. So the next thing on my timeline was when I was preparing to serve a mission. You go through the Mormon temple and you have to make these covenants or promises with God. And one of those is to wear something called the Holy Garment, which usually goes to here on your shoulders, and it goes to about your knee right there. And they're there to protect you from the world, and it represents covenants you've made with God. But I just learned are actually Masonic things Joseph Smith stole. But I don't want to get into that. We're talking about modesty. So suddenly I had to put these things on, and I could no longer wear what I wanted to wear. And I felt really sad. I couldn't even go to bed in my bra and shorts. I couldn't feel sexy anymore. I had to wear these holy underwear that I did not like. I never really liked them. So yeah, I had to start wearing those. And then when I went on my mission, even wearing those garments and dressing modestly, I would even wear leggings because mosquitoes, there's a lot of them in Guatemala, and I have sweet blood. But I would get harassed in the street all the time. It didn't matter what I was wearing because, they're in Guatemala, there's not really a blondish white person walking around. So there'd be these drunks in the cantina and going, Canchita, canchita bonita, come here, baby, I want to talk to you. And I had to get used to basically putting the blinders on and tuning them out. Some people got overly flirty with me. Some people, when I shook their hand, because it's the only contact you're supposed to have with the opposite sex when you're a missionary, when I would shake their hand, they would prolong the holding my hand, and I'm like, don't touch me. So it didn't matter what I was wearing. Men are going to be disgusting. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. So after my mission, I came home and still had to wear these stupid garments for the rest of my life. Still hated it. But there are, more exceptions. If you're going to go swimming, if you're going to work out, things where it's not practical to wear these, you can take them off. So I would go to yoga, and then afterwards I'd just be chilling in my bra, and I'd call it my bra time. And it was I felt good doing that. And I had this roommate. I'm sure she meant well. She was definitely Mormon. And she's like, Becca, I need to talk to you for a minute. And I was like, okay, what? And she's like, this is just for me personally, but I feel really uncomfortable when you're walking around in your bra, especially because people might come over. I was like, okay, listen, I don't dress like this when people are coming over. I'm respectful. And she's like, yeah, but, especially because you wear garments and stuff. You're supposed to wear garments. Just for me personally, I feel uncomfortable when you're doing that. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just not do it around you. But it was ridiculous. It's this is being used as an excuse for women to shame other women and to put them down. And it's disgusting behavior. So that bothered me, but I was just like, whatever. I'm at the hub of Mormonism. It's stupid. Whatever. So, a year ago, when I was in the middle of my faith crisis, but I didn't quite leave because I didn't officially leave until 2 months ago when I posted my Demian video. It was summertime. It was super duper hot, probably in the 90s, on a daily basis. So I took the garments off, and it was there'd be I would wear them a few times a week. Eventually, I stopped wearing them altogether. And it was so great because I finally could wear what I wanted again. I felt my confidence come back even more. I've always had a lot of confidence, but yeah, that came back. But I didn't go full on this until I officially left the church. But it was about November. I'm not going to go into detail about this, but something made me want to go back to the Mormon church. So I remember praying and I was crying and I was like, God, sorry for saying, oh my God, and drinking coffee or whatever. And I was like, it's going to take me a little bit to put on the garments because I hate them and I'm against them. Be patient with me. One day I tried to put them back on and my skin just started itching really bad. And I was like, no. And I've been like focusing a lot on my skin since I got into Korean culture a year ago. I'm, on Korean skincare. My face has cleared up significantly since I started using it. I still have it and I still have a lot of scars, but you should have seen how it was before. It was bad. So it's just like, no way in hell am I wearing these fucking things. Get them off my body. So I took them off. Yeah, and then when I officially came out as ex-Mormon, I started dressing how I wanted, and it felt so good and so empowering, but I started noticing some things that happened. Such as one time, me and one of my friends, she's transgender, we were just walking around Temple Square in Salt Lake, and we were just talking. We sat in front of the conference center, just to be ironic, and this guy came over. We didn't even understand what he was saying. He was going off. He had a cigarette in one hand, a cup of water in the other, and as he was talking, it was splashing everywhere. He was 10 feet away. He was talking really quietly, and we couldn't hear him. But he got to discussing point. He started harassing her for being trans, and then he started harassing me because I was wearing short shorts, and I was wearing a muscle tee that, like, shows, like, my sides. It's just, like, cut out right here. He started saying, like, oh, me and other men would pick you up by your ass, and no one would say anything. And I was just like... But we didn't say get out of there until he started harassing Vanessa. So, yeah, that happened. While I was in Denver, this was funny. I was with my best friend and her husband. And I don't notice these things because it's, like, the way I was brought up, like, super innocently. I wouldn't notice if a man was paying attention to me because I didn't really see myself as beautiful until now. This kid, deadass, ran into a pothole while he was on his longboard because he was staring at me. Like, I was wearing, like, a super cute crop top that goes to here. He wrecked. Which, made me feel, like, kind of good because it's like, oh, I have that effect on people. Like, it feels good, but it can also be super toxic. Then, like, a week or two ago, I was, like, walking around, and some dude kind of hollered at me from his car, and I'm just like, what the hell? And then, like, an hour ago, I was just minding my own business, taking a walk, and this dude pulls up, and, like, I'm just like this, This dude pulls up and has his window rolled down, and he's like, ride, and I'm just, like, not even looking at him. And then he eventually drives off, and I immediately get pissed off, because I'm like, seriously, dude? Like, this is ridiculous. If a man is out, I don't know, jogging, shirtless, or whatever, or just walking around shirtless, a woman wouldn't pull up going, ride, unless she's psychotic. But that does not happen a lot. That, like, hardly ever happens. And yes, men do get harassed too. Men get raped. Men get sexually assaulted. That is very true. But women get it a lot. It's like, if he was shirtless, I would not do that. That is disgusting behavior. And it is a vicious double standard, and it needs to stop. Like, I should be able to walk down the road without worrying about being picked up, being harassed, being catcalled, being canchita bonita at. Because I want to wear what I want to wear. I want to feel empowerment. I want to express myself. It is empowerment. And it is a way I can show my self-confidence to the entire world. I should be able to do that without getting harassed. If men can do that, men can go out shirtless wearing whatever they want, then I should be able to wear whatever I want. Like, I wasn't even showing the nipple. I wasn't freeing the nipple. Like, I'm not that far yet. And if I was, who cares? They're just nipples. They are a part of my body. They are a part of who I am. I am a woman, and I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed of what I wear, and I shouldn't be ashamed. Society shouldn't teach you to be ashamed. No church, no institution, no school should ever teach you to be ashamed of your own body. And that is something that needs to change. You know, modest is not hottest. Self-confidence, that is what is hottest. Don't believe the slogans. Don't use this as a way to put down other women or to show competition. Don't use this as a way to blame the woman for a crime committed to her. Don't shame the victim. Don't blame the victim. What she wears has nothing to do with it. What it has everything to do with is sick, disgusting human behavior from people who need serious help. If you're wearing what you want, you don't need help, you don't need to do anything, you do not need to be ashamed. Anyway, this is my video about modesty. I told you I'd get heated. This is a topic I'm particularly passionate about. I hope you like this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.